1, 2. Hello, one and all, and welcome to another episode of The Kickout, the final word in professional wrestling. We are an extension of the Card Subject to Change podcast, powered by Lopez Pizza, built by Durham Remodeling, colored by Ryan Allison Tattoo, right here on the For Frequency's Sake podcast network. Joining me, as always, my partner in crime, my tag team partner, one half of the For Frequency's Sake tag team champions of the world, never wrong, Nick Bull. Mr. Bull, how you feeling today, my friend?
I am feeling excellent, CZ. I am feeling excellent. You've got a QR code by your head.
Oh, yes. Yes, we've been talking a little bit about that. If you are a fantasy football player, we encourage you to follow the code. Join us for fantasy's sake, for frequency's sake, Toys for Tots Bowl. It's for a good cause. We are looking to increase the number of players this year than we had last year. And I didn't do this on Card Subject to Change. We had just got off an excellent interview with Casey Jacks. Go back, check it out in our archives. But the powers that be do not believe that we can draw Card Subject to Change in the kickout, that we can draw enough interest for us to have our own league, for the Card Subject to Change League. There is not currently a Card Subject to Change league set. It is with other hosts of the For Frequency's Sake network and local celebrities. So like Joe the Show Winkle has a league. For Fantasy's Sake has a league. You can also join.
Maybe we need to entice the fans.
I know. That's what I'm trying to do.
How many people do we need for a league?
I believe 8. I'll double check with DJ and post on social.
I think we should have multiple leagues or whatever. And maybe, we sweeten the pot a little bit and, include a nice Card Subject to Change prize package.
Okay.
We'll figure something out. I think we can do it. I think we can get our own league. This show here, the Kickout or Card Subject to Change, we're the little engine that could. And we kind of just keep plugging away here as time goes on and let it be known that we're not going anywhere and they want us to play some fantasy football. We'll play some fantasy football, I guess. But,
Amen.
We'll see we will try our hardest to get our own league. I think it's a doable thing. I think people don't realize that wrestling fans like football too. So
yeah, I'm not a football fan.
We'll talk more about it, but I think we can. But besides that, we talked about fantasy football and the Toys for Tots Bowl coming up here for the.
I will say this: if we can get enough for the league, I have already signed up to play. I know next to nothing about football, and even less about fantasy football. I played last year. If you want to be on my league, click the QR code. Get in the league. I will be the host of the first Card Subject to Change league. If we have more than one, I'm going to talk my co-host over here into hosting the other one. We want as many Card Subject to Change and football fans to sign up. And I have talked about that. We've talked about this for 3 of our 4 minutes on the air. I think we've talked it to death for now. Sign up. It's for a great cause.
I mean, we're here to talk a little bit about wrestling, CZ. So what do you want to talk about?
Something happened over the last few days that really struck my interest. After his son Jey Uso lost the WWE World Heavyweight Championship to Gunther last Monday, or a week and a half ago at this point as this airs, Rikishi took to social medias and called for the firing of the WWE writers because he did not feel they booked him how a championship should be booked. He held the championship for 51 days. I know I've heard the term transitional champion thrown around. I don't know that. I think he defended it enough and had enough hype that he was not a transitional champion. That's my personal opinion. What do you think, Nick?
Man, I mean, automatically the first thing comes up to me is nepotism. Is this same Rikishi watching the product for the last few years? And I love the bloodline storyline and everything that happened with it. And your son was a big part of that. Your son won the Royal Rumble. Your son headlined WrestleMania and knocked off Gunther. I love what happened, obviously, because I'm a Gunther fan. But here's the thing: like, that's the first time a Raw or a main title has changed hands on Raw since 2021.
Ooh.
Okay, that's when Big E cashed in and won the title. That's the last time a major title change happened on TV. We've got to break this mold, I think, of when a champion wins a belt, they hold it for a year. It's kind of this adopted thing that's kind of going on everywhere. If we want to look at things right now, coming off Cody Rhodes had a year reign.
Jon Moxley is closing in on a year. We've got a couple months to go, but he's had it for 9 months at this point.
Roman Reigns had a long run. MJF had the title for a year when he had it. Whatever the product is, whatever company, it is okay to switch things up a bit, throw a curveball, and we find out now, Rikishi's going to be really pissed off when he finds out that WWE had Uso drop the belt back to Gunther, so Goldberg's last match is for the title. Because as not official, but I'm anticipating it here in the coming days that Gunther Goldberg will be at Saturday night's main event, the World Heavyweight Championship. Right. So what do you think about how this was booked? Does Rikishi have a legit gripe? And what's going to happen here with this Gunther Goldberg thing?
I can see where Rikishi is coming from. You mentioned the word nepotism. I'm gonna spin it a little differently. Yes.
That's nepotism. That's nepotism,
yes,
Daddy.
Yes, a little bit. But at the same time, it is a father looking out for his son and his son's best, what he thinks are in his son's best interest. I love that you talked about how these title reigns don't need to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 years long. But we also don't want to hotshot the title around. I think he held it for almost 2 months. I think that's a good length if you're gonna surprise people and switch it up. But while we do need to have less of the super lengthy title runs, we don't want to just change the title every couple of weeks or every month. We want to avoid that too on the other side of things.
How long do you anticipate Gunther keeping it?
I would say that's tough because Seth Rollins is holding that briefcase. And I don't know. I think I wonder if Seth cashes in at SummerSlam because the winner of the Money in the Bank or the winner of the King of the Ring tournament gets to face the championship of their respective brand. We've already got. We don't have a match for Cena at SummerSlam yet. That's a little too far in the future, but I don't know. Do you see the winner of the King of the Ring coming out of SmackDown or coming out of Raw?
Here's another thing we got to think about. I think the draft's coming up soon. So I don't think Gunther's going to stay on Raw this time around. I think they're going to put him over on SmackDown. I think the World Heavyweight's going to shift over. I, as a Gunther fan, don't anticipate him keeping the belt very long. I was stoked that he got his win back from Jey and got the belt back. He's a 2-time champ. And I think I told you and maybe another friend that I would not be upset when he drops the belt because I think it's coming soon. Like, I don't think he's the champion after SummerSlam, if that means anything. I think he gets beat on or before SummerSlam.
Who do you see beating him? Is it going to be Seth? Is Seth going to cash in on whoever beats Gunther?
What if Punk beats Cena?
Ooh.
And then Rollins cashes in on Punk.
I like where you're going with that.
That's where I don't, I watched with bated breath, I think, as long as every wrestling fan did when Gunther beat Uso on Raw on Netflix a couple weeks ago. You waited for that music to hit. You waited for Rollins to come out with his crew and get that title back with the cash in.
Right.
It didn't happen. I'm leaning towards he cashes in on the other title.
Okay, I can see that.
And brings that title to Raw.
So where do you see Gunther's SummerSlam going?
It's a good question. I don't know. After Goldberg, does Uso get thrown back in there? We find out that Uso is the mystery partner or the mystery entrant in the King of the Ring tournament.
As this airs, that's already happened, but we're recording this on Sunday, so we don't know who won that 4-way match yet.
But on the other side, we've got Sammy and Randy Orton. Are we going to get Cody and Jey?
Can I just say that I don't think Sammy is coming out of that tournament winning, and here's why. I think it's time for Karrion Kross to step in and screw over Sami Zayn. And that's Sammy's story going into SummerSlam. Yes.
In Saudi? Oh, you want to talk heat.
Big time.
So who do you have? Do you have Cody winning then?
Oh, that's so tough. I don't know. Cody would be the odds-on favorite, I'd say. Just because he's been gone and they want to push him back. They want to keep him in that main title picture, but I don't know. Do we see Orton come away getting into that main event? I don't know. That's tough.
This is a whole nother topic we could have for another TKO, but it's going to be interesting to see the build of SummerSlam this year. Now that it's two nights, when does the build start? Because with Royal Rumble, we know Royal Rumble kicks off WrestleMania season. When's the SummerSlam build start? Is it after Night of Champions and it's onward and upward to SummerSlam? Then here we go. Expect big things at SummerSlam this year. Expect big things. 2 nights, MetLife. It's going to be huge, and it's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see what happens. And I know you guys out there can as well. It's an exciting time in wrestling, and we're glad that you're here and you're a part of it. If you like what goes on here, this is our short form midweek show. The Kickout drops every Wednesday at 6 p.m. We just kind of go off topic, cover stuff we didn't talk about during our regular show, The Mothership, which is the Card Subject
I think you mean
podcast.
The Mothership.
That airs live on Sundays, usually at 6:30, but this coming week is not the case. Episode 200, CZ, has a big guest and a special time.
Unfortunately, I did not put the graphic in this studio. I forgot when we were getting set up, but that's okay. We'll be hyping it on socials. We have already. Jeannie Bassone, the original Glow Girl Hollywood. We are coming to you live at 3 p.m. this Sunday to talk all things wrestling, talk about her book. Another thing that I've been reading it. It's in the other room, so I don't have it with me. I can't show it off like I did last time. But I didn't come into this prepared other than to have a conversation about wrestling, apparently. But no, I'm super excited.
But Sunday, I'm stoked too. Because we'll talk about this on the show with Jeannie on Sunday with Hollywood. When we met her, she was writing the book. She said she'd come on when it came out. We didn't get scheduled the first time because of the severe weather, so it's finally happening. So we're really excited to bring this to you. And on top of that, it's episode 200 here of the Card Subject Change podcast. Absolutely fun times. We're grateful you're along for the journey, and we're glad that you're here. Like, follow, share, subscribe, leave a message or a review. Wrestling questions related, just want to chat wrestling, reach out to us on the page. One of us will answer it. We'll get back to you. But for my tag team champion, co-champ partner, the Wizard CZ, I am Never Wrong Nick Bull, and this has been the Kickout, the final word in professional wrestling.
This has been a For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network production. For more great content, subscribe to For Frequency's Sake on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.